the first question I really wanted to ask you was, with all the stuff that's been going on with Diddy recently and, the industry, the parties and all that, there's been a lot of talk about these industry parties, about these parties that take place behind the scenes that the fans don't know about. We hear about them. People hear about, oh, these amazing Hollywood parties. But now that all this information is coming out with Diddy, we're figuring out that the parties weren't that amazing. There was definitely some foul play going on at those parties. Would you say that you were ever invited to a party like that, or you witnessed firsthand an experience, similar to what they're describing Diddy's party? Not necessarily that you were at a Diddy party, but just a party similar to that.
Correct. I've been invited to an actual Diddy party, but it wasn't what we know as Diddy parties now. It was more along the lines of, going to Diddy's house in Los Angeles, and there was going to be a party there. And me and my ex at the time, I didn't go. Now seeing all the things that have happened, I wish that we would have went, because I'm like curious to see if I would have recognized anything or known anything, was off or suspicious, or, like if it was as overt as everyone was saying, or like, how did it go? So I'd be able to explain it better today. And the reason why we were invited is because I was signed to the Notorious B.I.G., his estate, in 2020 and 2021. And that was during the pandemic. So Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, and his partner, Willie Mack, would always invite me to come over and make sure we go to Diddy's house, because that's where all the parties are. But they never described it as something as criminal.
Yeah, I don't think no one has really, because this year's that we're really hearing about it being a criminal party. Before, it was just a great time. That's what everyone would describe it as.
Correct.
But that doesn't mean that there wasn't a party in a party, or like what he's being accused of. Maybe you guys had a good time because you were drugged. Maybe you don't really know how good of a time you were having, because supposedly they were lacing these bottles that they were serving the females. So, maybe they don't even remember what happened at those parties,
Right.
But what I want to know is, any other industry party that you went to, would you say had a similar vibe to this, or you felt could have ended up in one of these scenarios where there's a party within a party, or, something that's dark within the party?
Yeah, I think all the industry parties have a tendency to get like that, but it's more like going into the bathroom, or going into like a different room or a closet, and usually partaking in drug use instead of it being out in the open. Whereas it seems like Diddy's, after everybody left, that's when everything kind of came out in the open. But yeah, like every industry party that I've been to has been pretty vulgar, to say. Not like, thumbs and sexual stuff and seeing everybody like do that. But as far as like the drug and alcohol use, for sure.
In the last interview, we spoke about, the industry's connections to masonry and stuff like that. And my one question would be, did you ever see any of that firsthand? Like, did you ever go to a party or a studio session and you see things that stand out, like maybe a statue of a satanic statue, or occult symbols, or things that just stick out to you and made you question, why is that there? And made you think that this is kind of satanic, or anything like that?
Yeah, for sure. What is that goat thing called that's like satanic?
It's
got a
called
name.
Baphomet.
That. Yeah, I saw a huge one of those at one of the Tidal Rock Nation parties in New York. And that was I've never seen anything like that. That freaked me out. Like when you walked into the party room for Tidal, and Jay-Z wasn't even there, but all his staff was, like the Rock Nation, because see, Rock Nation was very, very much in charge of Tidal, and so like all the Rock Nation people were there. But that was weird, and that statue had like the Tidal logo on it. I was thinking, wow, this is crazy, compelling, you know?
And it was just right in the open, like you walked in and it was
Yeah,
just staring you there.
yeah, it was right as you walk in. I'm sure there has to be. I'll look and see if I can see any pictures online of it, because it seems like there would be. Um, I can't think of the name of it. It was like a museum or and it had this bottom floor, this party room, and that's where it was. And like right when you walked in, I don't think it was. I don't think it was put there for the party. I feel like it was always there, but I'm not for sure.
And this is a location in
In
downtown
Europe,
Manhattan.
yeah, and yes, of course.
Okay. Baphomet is one of the main occult symbols. It's a deity, but it's also a representation. So it's like it makes sense. Would you have seen anything else? Like there's just, even with the Diddy situation, a lot of people are saying that it was ritualistic. There's this one woman named Ali Carter. She claims to be a victim of Diddy. And she claims that she was the party favors at the party. She was underage at the time, and she was essentially the party favor. She was presented to guests and stuff like that. And she claims that she witnessed satanic rituals taking place, at the Diddy events. Have you seen any type of things that you would say would be a ritual while you were in the industry at a party or, a studio session or anything of that sort?
No, but like when you're doing that kind of music and that kind of content, and you're coming together in like the studio or in a large party, I think that is kind of just naturally happening, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah,
You
I
understand
agree.
what I'm saying? It's like when those vibrations and that energy and that music and that narrative and that brand is happening. You're kind of taking part of it and not realizing it.
100%.
You know, but see, that's the thing about Biggie's son, C.J. Wallace, and Willie Mack, is they were very active in Diddy's life, and especially with his son, King Combs, right? Christian Combs,
Yeah,
and like very, very close. And they would take over, like the party favors, because we were doing a house project. And what I've noticed about the house and techno project that we were doing with Biggie is, Puffy was real involved with Burning Man, and he was involved with Miami Music Week, all like the raves, electronic music festival. And from what I get, Puffy got really involved in